Shabbat Shalom, everybody.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Welcome to the first Shabbat of the month. What do you guys call this? You call this just
Shabbat Club.
Shabbat Club. So welcome to Shabbat Club. This is the last you're going to see of me for a while, so we're going to leave it to our U.S. Myers to lead the service. So take it away.
Hi, everybody. My name is Yaya. I'm the Religious Education President of USY, Vice President of USY, and right now we are going to begin with Yadid Nefesh on page 10 in Siddur Lev Shalem. I know. Yadid Nefesh Avarachaman Meshoch Avdach El Retzonach Yarutz Avdach Kemo Ayal Yishtachaveh Mul Hadarach Ki Erav Lo Yedidutach Mino Fetzuf Vechol Ta'am Hadurna Eziv Ha'olam Nafshi Cholat Avtach Ana Elna Rifana La Beharot La Noam Zivach Az Titchazek Vetitrapeh V'haitalach Shivchat Olam Hadur Ezi Recha V'chusna Al Beno Havach Ki Ze Kama Nimsoch Nichsaf Liro Petiferet Uzach Ana Eli Machmad Libi Chushana Ve'atitalam Higalena Ufros Chaviv Alai Etzukat Shelomach Ta'ir Eretz Mikvadach Nagila Venismecha Bach Maher Ahuv Kiva Moed Vechoneni Ki Me'olam Yananai nai 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 Yananai nai 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 Yananai nai 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 Yananai nai nai Yananai nai 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 Yananai nai 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 Yananai nai 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 Yananai nai nai Yananai nai 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 Yananai nai 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 Yananai nai 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 Yananai nai nai Yananai nai 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 Yananai nai 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 Yananai nai 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 nai. Please turn to page 11 for Lechuneranina. Lechuneranina, 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 Ladonai. Lechuneranina, 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 Ladonai. Naria, Naria, Letzor Yishenu, Nekadma Fanav Betoda. Naria, Naria, Letzor Yishenu, Bizmirot Naria Lo, Lechuneranina, Lechuneranina, ladona, lechune ranena, ladonai, lechune ranena, lechune ranena, lechune ranena, ladonai. Please turn to page 12 at the bottom with the arrow. Arba'im shana aku pedor va'omar am toe levavheim vehem lo yadu derachai asher nishbati v'api im yavaun el menuchati. Please turn to page 13 for Shir Ladonai. Shiru Ladonai, Shir Chadash, Shiru Ladonai, Kol Haaretz, Shiru Ladonai, Baruch Shemo, Basru Miyom Leyom Yeshuato, Safru Bagoyim Kevodo, Bechol Ha'amim Niflotav, Ki Gadol Adonai, Umeula meod, norahu, al kol Elohim, ay, ki kol Elohe ha'amim elilim, va'adonai shamayim asa, hod v'hadar lefanav, oz v'tiferet b'mikdasho, havu ladonai mishpechot amim, havu ladonai kavod va'oz, havu ladonai kevod shemo, zeu mincha, uvo lechatzrotav, ay, hishtachavu ladonai behadra kodesh, hilu mipanav kol haaretz, imu bagoyim adonai malach, aftikon tevel bal timot, yadinamim b'mesharim, yismechu hashamayim v'tagel haaretz, yiram hayam umelom, yalo sadai, v'chol asher bo, ay, az yeranenu kol atzeyar lifnei Adonai kiva, lishpot haaretz, yishpot tevel betzedek, ve'amim be'emunato, yanai, nanai, nai, yai, nanai, nai, nai, yai, nai, 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 yai, nai, 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 yai, nai, 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 yai, nai, 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 yai, nai, nai, yanai, nanai, nai, yanai, nanai, nai, yanai, nanai, nai, yanai, nai, 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 yanai, nanai, nai, yanai, nanai, nai, yanai, nai, 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 yanai, yanai, nai. I now am honored to invite Leah up to lead us in a reading on page 17.
To take the first step, to sing a new song, is to close one's eyes and dive into unknown waters. For a moment, knowing nothing, risking all, but then to discover the waters are friendly, the ground is firm, and the song rises again. Out of my mouth come words lifting the wind, and I hear, for the first, the song that has been in my heart, silent, unknown, the longing of our hearts.
Beautiful. And now, please turn to page 20 as Leah leads us in another reading. Psalm 98.
The voice of my beloved, behold, he comes, leaping over mountains, bounding over hills. My beloved is like a gazelle or a young stag. There he stands outside our walls, gazing through the windows, peering through the lattice. My beloved spoke to me and said, "Rise up, my dearest, my beauty, and come away. For now the winter is past, the rains are over and gone. Fresh shoots have sprouted from the ground. The time of singing is here, and the voice of the dove is heard in our land. The fig tree has ripened its buds. The blossoming vines are releasing their fragrance. Rise, my dearest, my beauty, and come away."
Thank you, Leah. Please stay on page 20 at the arrow for Romamu. It's okay, I don't think you have to stand yet, but you can if you'd like to. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu ve'ishtachavu v'har kodsho. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu ve'ishtachavu v'har kodsho. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu romemu. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu romemu. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu ve'ishtachavu lehar kodsho. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu ve'ishtachavu lehar kodsho. I would now love to invite Jacob Snyder up to lead us in Mizmor LeDavid on page 21.
Mizmor LeDavid, Havul Adonai,
B'nei
Havul Adonai,
Kavod va'oz, Havul Adonai, Kevod Shemo, Hishtachavu Adonai behadrat kodesh.
Kol Adonai al hamayim, el hakavod yirim, Adonai al hayim rabim.
Kol Adonai ba'koach, Kol Adonai behadar, Kol Adonai shober arazim, Vaishaber et Adonai et arzei havanon.
Vayarkidem kemo egel, Levanon v'Sirion kemo ben Ramim.
Kol Adonai chotzev lahavesh, Kol Adonai yachil midbar, Yachil Adonai midbar kadesh, Kol Adonai yechol el ayaleh.
Vayechesof yeraot, uvheichalo, kulo omer kavod.
Adonai lamabuya, Shavayeshev Adonai melech leolam, Adonai oz le'amo yitain, Adonai yevarech et amo v'shalom. Really beautiful. Thank you, Jacob. I now invite Aaron Schneider to come up and lead us in a reading on page 23. You may be seated. It's okay.
Rabbi Shimon ben Lakish taught that the day of Shabbat came before the Holy One and said, "Creator of the world, every day has a partner. Sunday has Monday, but I have no partner." The Holy One replied, "Israel shall be your partner." And when Israel stood at Sinai, God said to them, "Remember my promise to Shabbat, that Israel will be your partner. Thus it is written, remember the day of Shabbat to keep it holy."
Thank you, Aaron. Now please stay on page 23 for Lecha Dodi. Lecha Dodi likra kala yababai 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 p'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Dodi likra kala yababai 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 p'nei Shabbat nekabela. Shamor vezachor bediburecha השמיענו אל המיוחד, אדוני אחד ושמו אחד, לשם ולתפארת בלתילה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, יבבי, 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 פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, יבבי, 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 פני שבת נקבלה. לקראת שבת לכו ונלכה, כי היא מקור הברכה, מראש מקדם נסוכה, סוף מעשה במחשבה תהילה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, יבבי, 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 פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, יבבי, 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 פני שבת נקבלה. מקדש מלך עיר מלוכה, קומי צעיר מתוך אפיך, רב לך שבט בעמק הבכה, והוא יחמול עלייך חמלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, יבבי, 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 פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, יבבי, 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 פני שבת נקבלה. התעוררי, כי באורך קומי אורי, 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 שיר דברי, כבוד אדוני עלייך נגלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, יבבי, 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 פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, יבבי, 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 פני שבת נקבלה. לא תבושי ולא תקומי, מה תשכחי ומה תעמי, בך יחסו עיני עמי, וניחתה עיר אל תילה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. והיו לשמו סוסייך, ורחקו כל מבלייך, יסיס עלייך אלוהייך, כמסוס חתן על כלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. ימין ושמאל תפרוצי בי את אדוני, תריצי על יד איש, בין פרסי ונשמחה ונגילה. Please rise. לך דודי לקראת כלה, לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. בואי ושלום עטרת בלק, גם בשמחה ובצהלה, תוך אמוני עם סגולה. בואי חלה, בואי חלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. יאי נאי 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 נאי, 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 yai nai nai, yai nai 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 nai. I would now, you may be seated, I would now love to invite Leah up to lead us in Mizmor Shir L'Yom HaShabbat on page 27.
מזמור שיר ליום השבת, טוב להודות
לאדוני, ולזמר לשמך עליון, ולזמר לשמך עליון.
להגיד בבוקר חסדך, ואמונתך בלילות, עלי עשור ועלי נבל, עלי הגיון בכינור. מזמור שיר ליום השבת, טוב להודות לאדוני, ולזמר לשמך עליון, ולזמר לשמך עליון. Page 28. Tzadik katamar yifrach, yifrach,
Tzadik katamar yifrach, Tzadik katamar yifrach, yifrach, Tzadik katamar yifrach. Ke'erez balvanon yizkeh, Ke'erez balvanon yizkeh, Ke'erez balvanon yizkeh, yizkeh. Ke'erez balvanon yizkeh, Ke'erez balvanon yizkeh, Ke'erez balvanon yizkeh, yizkeh.
Shekoach.
Yasher koach.
We turn now to page 30 for the mourner's Kaddish. Yitgadal v'yitgadash shemei Rabbah. Be'alma divrach yirtei v'yamlich malchutei. B'chayechon u'v'yomechon u'v'chayei dechol beis Yisrael. Ba'agala u'v'zman kariv v'imru amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah mevorach le'olam ulmei omaya. Yisbarach v'yishtabach v'yisba'ar v'yisramam v'yisnasei. V'yisadar v'yisalev v'yishalal shemei dekudesha brichu. Le'ela min kol birchasa v'shirasa tushbechasa v'nechemasa da'amiran be'alma v'imru amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya v'chaim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom bimromav hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen.
I now invite our President Kayla to come up and read our Devar.
This week, we restart the Torah from the beginning, remembering how everything was created. Coming out of quarantine, we connect to this week's Torah portion closely as we relearn how to live in the outside world and how to socialize again. Life outside our homes is beginning again before our eyes, so take a minute to slow down and appreciate it. After going through a week of creating the heavens and earth, on the sixth day, God created us, humanity. As the time of quarantine comes to an end, we have come together again, stronger before, not only together, but as individuals. It is important that we learn from the creation of the world to remember everything that has been given to us to appreciate and care for. On the last day of creation, arguably the most important day, God rested and gave us the Sabbath. The COVID-19 pandemic has been a nightmare, but there's one positive. Quarantine gave us time when we were all forced to sit at home and rest, with minimal work in school and no distractions. Doesn't that sound familiar? A time when we recline our seats, rest, and spend time with our families? If I asked you now, when the last time you had a real Shabbat was, when work didn't cross your mind, when you actually relaxed and gave yourself time to recharge, would you remember? Most of the room wouldn't. I know I wouldn't. Before quarantine, Shabbat was just another part of the week for me to cram in whatever I couldn't do during the week. With work, school, extracurriculars, there was never enough time in the work week. When quarantine started, it made me stop. It made all of us stop. Despite all the horrors of the pandemic, inside our homes we were together with nothing to pull us away. Every week is another week of creation, where we separate our inner light from our darkness. We plant our seeds and we make a difference in the world. We appreciate all of the little miracles around us every day, and when the week comes to an end, we rest and we recharge to create again. As life has begun again, remember that the world was not just created in 6 days of hard labor. There is a seventh day of rest for a reason, and that day is not another miracle to take for granted. Thank you.
Great job.
Beautiful Devar, Kayla. All right, so now we'll be moving on to our Mariv service. So please turn to page 39A for the Baruch Hu, and I invite you to rise. Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach.
Baruch Adonai Yamvorach leolam va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Borach Leolam Va'ed. You may be seated. At the arrow, Umavir Yom Umevi Laila, Umavdil Ben Yom Uvein Laila, Adonai Tzevot Shemo, El Chai V'Kayam, Tamid Yimloch Aleinu Leolam Va'ed, Baruch Atah Adonai, Hamari Varavim. Page 40 for Ahavat Olam. Ahavat Olam, Beit Yisrael, Amcha Avta. Torah u'mitzvot, chukim u'mishpatim, otanu limadeta. Al kein Adonai Eloheinu, b'shachveinu v'kumeinu, nasiach bechukecha, v'nismach b'divrei Toratecha, u'v'mitzvotecha, le'olam pa'ed. Ki hem chayenu ve'orech yameinu ve'orech yameinu uvahem negev yomam balayla v'yavatecha al tasir mimenu le'olamim baruch atah Adonai ohev amo Yisrael. Page 41 for the Shema. Please close your eyes. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. V'yavta et Adonai Elohecha, b'chol levavcha, u'b'chol nafshecha, u'b'chol me'odecha, v'hayu hadvarim ha'eleh, Asher anochi mitzavecha hayom alevavecha veshinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam b'shiftecha b'beitecha u'v'leftecha v'derech u'shafbecha u'vkumecha u'kshartam leot al yadecha v'hayu l'totafot b'neinecha Uftachtam al mezuzot beitecha uvisharecha. Please continue silently on page 42. Page 42, bottom paragraph. Vayomer Adonai el Moshe lemor daber el bnei Yisrael ve'amarta alehem ve'atzu lahem tzitzit al kanfei bigdeihem ledorotam ve'natnu al tzitzit hakanaf b'til techelet ve'haya lechem letzitzit uritem oto ustartem et kol mitzvot Adonai Vasitem otam velo taturu acharei levavachem v'acharei einechem asher atem zonim achareihem leman tizkeru vasitem ekol mitzvotai v'item kedoshim le'elohechem ani Adonai Elohechem asher otzeiti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim liot lachem le'elohim ani Adonai Elohechem Adonai Elohechem Emet. Please turn to a page. Page 45. Oh, page 44 at the top. ומלכותו ברצון קיבלו עליהם משה ובני ישראל לכנו שירה בשמחה רבה ואמרו כולם מי כמוך באלים אדוני מי כמוך נדר בקודש נורא תהילות אוסף אלך נורא תהילות אוסף אלך מי כמוך באלים אדוני מי כמוך נדר בקודש נורא תהילות אוסף אלך נורא תהילות אוסף אלך מלכותך ראו בניך בוקע ים לפני משה זה עליינו ואמרו אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד ונאמר כי פדה אדוני את יעקב וגואלו מיד חזק ממנו ברוך אתה אדוני גאל ישראל. I now invite Raquel to come up and lead us in Vishamru on page 46. Veshamru b'nei Yisrael et
You can take that off. Asot et ha-Shabbat ledorotam berit olam.
Veshamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat Shabbos lasot et ha-Shabbat ledorotam berit olam. Beni uvein b'nei Yisrael, oti le'olam, oti le'olam, oti le'olam. Veshamru
b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat
Shabbos lasot
et ha-Shabbat ledorotam berit olam.
Ki sheshet yamim Adonai et hashamayim ve'et haaretz Veshamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat Shabbos lasot et ha-Shabbat ledorotam berit olam. Ayom hashvi Shabbat v'yinafash Shabbat v'yinafash Shabbat v'yinafash Veshamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat Shabbos lasot et ha-Shabbat ledorotam berit olam. Thank you. And please remain standing on page 46 as Raquel leads us in the Chatzi Kaddish.
יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה.
אמן.
יאמר דברי חירותי וימליך מלכותי.
וחייכון ויומכון וחיי דכל בית ישראל. בגלה בגלה ובזמן קריב
וימרו
אמן. יהי שמי רבה מבורך לעולם לא מעולמיה יתברך.
יתברך וישתלה ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי דקודשה
ברכו
לעילא מן כל ברכתה ושירתה
תושבחתה ונחמתה תמירם בימה
וימרו
Amen. Thank you, Raquel Yashikoach. Please turn to page 47. I'm sorry, you can't sit down yet. Page 47, as we begin the silent Amidah. Adonai, na, 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 Adonai. Adonai, na, 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 svavtai tiftach. Adonai, na, 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 ufi yagid. Ufi yagid tehilatecha. Adonai, na, 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 Adonai. Adonai, na, 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 svavtai tiftach. Adonai, na, 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 ufi yagid. Ufi yagid tehilatecha. please continue silently. Oseh shalom bimromav, uyaseh shalom aleinu. Oseh shalom bimromav, uyaseh shalom aleinu. Oseh shalom bimromav, uyaseh shalom aleinu. Yaseh shalom, Yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, Yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. You have to keep standing. Please turn to page 53 for the repetition of the Amidah. Vayechulu hashamayim v'haaretz v'chol tzevam vayech Elohim bayom hashvi'i melachto asher asa vayishbot bayom hashvi'i mikol melachto asher asa vayevarech Elohim et yom hashvi'i vayekadesh oto ki vo shabbat mikol melachto asher bara Elohim laso Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu v'Elohei Avotenu ve'imotenu Elohei Abraham Elohei Yitzchak v'Elohei Yaakov Elohei Sarah Elohei Rivka Elohei Rachel v'Elohei Leah Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor v'Hanora El Elyon Konei Shamayim v'Aretz Magen Avot Bidvaro Mechayei Metim B'Ma'amaro Ha'el HaKadosh Ein Kamohu Hameniach Le'amo B'Yom Shabbat Kodsho Ki Vam Ratza Le'aniach להניח להם, כי בם רצה להניח להם, לפניו נבוא ביראה ופחד, ונודה לשמו בכל יום תמיד, מעין הברכות. אל ההודעות אדון השלום, מקדש השבת, מברך שביעי, ומניח בקדושה, לעמק קדושני עונג, זכר למעשה בראשית. Eloheinu ve'Elohei avotenu ve'imotenu retzeh bimnuchatenu kadeshenu b'mitzvotecha v'tein chelkenu b'toratecha sabenu mituvecha v'samchenu b'shuatecha v'taher libenu li'ovdecha be'emet v'hanchilenu Adonai Eloheinu v'yava uvratzon Shabbat kodshecha v'yanuchu v'Yisrael mekadesh shemecha Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh haShabbat. Please rise. Yikadav yikadash shemei Rabbah, v'yamad yivrak yirteh, v'yamlich malchuteh, b'chayechon v'yomechon, v'chayei d'chol beit Yisrael, pagalav yizman kariv ve'imru, amen. Yehi shmei Rabbah mevorach, le'alam lo me'amaya, yitbarach. Yiparach v'yishtabach v'yipa'ar v'yitraman v'yitnaseh v'yitadar v'yitalev v'yitalal shmei d'kudesha b'richu le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechamata damiram b'yama v'yimeru amen titkabat lo tonu v'tahon d'chol Yisrael kodamu v'hon d'vishmaya v'yimeru amen yesh lamarava min shamaya v'chayim aleinu v'el kol Yisrael v'yimeru amen oseh shalom b'mromav Yaseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'al kol yoshvei tevel ve'imeru. Amen. I now invite Avi Jacobs and Kayla to lead us in Aleinu on page 56. Remain standing. Aleinu l'shabbe'ah l'adon hakol l'teikedu l'yotzer breshit shelo asanu k'vi'ei haratzot v'lo samanu k'mishpachot hadama shelo samhalkeinu kahem v'goraleinu kehol hamonam v'anachnu korim u'mishahavinu modim livnei melech malchei hamlachim HaKadosh Baruch Shehu Notei Shamayim ve'osei haaretz Umoshev yikara b'shamayim ima'al Ushinatu zo b'govehem omim Hu Eloheinu einod Emem malkeinu efes ulato Kakatu v'torato V'yadata yom v'hashevota elevavecha Ki Adonai hu Elohim
Bom bom bom.
Hashamayim b'ma'al V'yaharetz mitachat einod. Okay, Kakatu v'toratecha Adonai yimloch le'olam va'ed v'ne'emar v'haya Adonai v'melech al kol ha'aretz v'yom ha'ju yeh Adonai echad u'shemo
Nice job.
Yasher koach. Or I should say Yasher kochech. My bad. Please turn to page 58 as Rabbi Goldstein leads us in the Mourner's Kaddish.
So before we do the Mourner's Kaddish, I just want to comment on something, Kayla, in your drash. You talked about Shabbat. You guys can sit. What? You talked about Shabbat in your drash, right? So the importance of Shabbat. If you note, I was years and years and years ago, I was having lunch, Shabbat lunch at a friend of a friend who's a writer on television, an Orthodox Jew who's a writer on television, and he was talking about something he called the Shabbat episode. And if you think about it, every single show you've ever seen has a Shabbat episode. There's always some blackout or earthquake or something, and everything stops working, and everybody in the area, everybody in the scene has to get to know each other. The technology doesn't work, and basically, if you think of a show, right? There's I'm thinking of Friends, the blackout episode, or Saved by whatever. I'm going to date myself by saying these. They're cut off from the rest of the world, and what are they forced to do? To get to know each other better and to spend time together. And Shabbat offers us that every single week. So I love that you touched on that in your drash. Yashar kochech. In just a minute, we're going to say the Mourner's Kaddish, and we're going to commemorate the artzites of Frank Lang and Wendy Klatzker, Arnold Levenstein and Anna Steinberg, Isidore Melnick and Marcel Alfie, Sanford Paul Kaufman and Claire Boschnack, Harry Feldman and David Miller, Zev Dov Unger and Beatrice Melnick, Elias Siegel and Dorothy Kaplan, Catalina Jait and Rose Zabo, Julius Garber and Isaac Lieberman. If you are in mourning or commemorating a yahrzeit or want to stand with your friend, I invite you to stand for the Mourner's Kaddish on page 58. Yitgadal v'yitgadash shemei rabbah. Be'alma divrach yirtei v'yamlich malchusei. B'chayechon uvyomechon uv'chayei dechol beit Yisrael. Ba'agala uvizman kariv v'imru. Amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah mevorach leolam ulmei olmaya. Yisbarach v'yishtabach v'yispa'ar v'yitramam v'yisnasei. V'yisadar v'yis'aleh v'yishalal shmei dekudesha brichu. Le'ela min kol berchasa v'shirasa, tushbechasa v'nechamasa, da'amiran be'alma v'imru, amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shamaya, v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru, amen. Oseh shalom bimromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru, amen. So there's nobody next to Yigdal. Does that mean I'm doing it? No, I'm kidding. You can have a seat. We're on page 63 for Yigdal. Oh, just a couple of birthdays. Coming up. Oh, today is Phyllis Abrams, the president, so I can't forget that one. Phyllis, happy birthday. Hope you're enjoying your vacation. Melanie and Haley Judd are both born on the same day. I'm guessing they're related, maybe closely. And Phyllis and Yaron Shaham and Deborah Horn, Kenneth Cowan, Adi, Joel, Steve Greenberg, Michael First. Happy birthday to everybody who's celebrating a birthday or anniversary this week. And by the way, Yishar Kochech to you too. Beautiful voice, great leading. Well done. Well done. Such an LA thing to clap. It's so okay. Anyway. So, Yigdal?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Yigdal.
63, whatevs.
Let's turn to page 63 for Yigdal.
What?
Or 62 for Yigdal.
You want to count the Omer?
Oh, I don't. Page 62.
Well, then don't write it's page 63. I'll blame Sherry. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
Yigdal Elohim chai ve'yishtabach. נמצא ואין את על מציאותו, אחד ואין יחיד כייחודו, נעלם וגם אין סוף לאחדותו, אין לו דמות הגוף ואין לו גוף, Lo na'alocher la kedushato, kadmon lechol davar asher nivra, rishon ve'ein reshit lereshito. Hino Adon olam bechol notzar, yorek gedulato umalchuto, shefa nevuato netano, al anshe segulato vetifarto. Lo kam be'Yisrael kemoshe od, navi umabit et emunato, Torah temet natan le'amoel, hayad nevi'o neman beito. Lo yachalifa el ve'lo yamir dato, le'olamim lezulato. Sofe v'yodea setarenu, mabit l'sof davar bekadmato. Gomel le'ish chesed kemifalo, noten l'rasha ra kerishato. Yishlach l'ketz yamin mishichenu, liftod b'chai keket yeshuato. Meitim Yechayel berov chasdo, Baruch Adei Shem Teilato. Meitim Yechayel berov chasdo, Baruch Adei Shem Teilato.
Good Shabbos.
Good
Oh wait,
Shabbos.
are you doing Shalom Aleichem and Kiddush here or at the house?
I think they're gonna do it at the home.
Okay, well then I'll just then say good Shabbos to you all and to all a good night. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat shalom.